Hey, what's going on, everyone? So I wanted to take this opportunity to let you guys know that back in 2010, I used to have a pure political channel called Endless Waltz. And I got the name Endless Waltz from an anime called Gundam Wing, and they had a standalone movie called Endless Waltz, and there was a line in the movie, they were talking about the beat of war, the drums of war, or an endless waltz, an endless dance. Like it's a never-ending cycle. And that always stuck with me, even as a kid. And so I was just like, all right, cool. So when it became time, that's what I named the channel. And it's kind of the same thing happened with the channel that I'm on right now, Some Black Guy, where I used that term a long time ago on MySpace. That used to be my name, Some Black Guy, when I had MySpace, with 2004, 2003 or some shit like that. And then kind of just carried over. And so, but the main point that I just wanted to talk about this is like a lot of people ask me to make more political content. They ask me how come I don't talk about this stuff so much. Every once in a while I'll put something in, and when I do, I see a lot of comments of people saying like, you need to talk about more stuff like this, you need to this, and I'm like, I don't, because I just got burnt out on it. Like that channel that I had back in the day really burnt me out, and mainly because it was doing well. And the thing is though, a lot of political stuff, like when you have a lot of knowledge and you start paying attention to a lot of stuff, when you start looking at news outlets that are not just American, when you look at, say, things that are in other countries, especially in the third world, independent journalists that are going to these other countries, like say a lot of third world countries that are being toppled, and you were seeing some really horrible stuff. I was seeing some really horrible shit. I was seeing some really fucked up stuff, to the point where I remember when I was watching some stuff around that, when Libya and Egypt were getting taken down, like I was like sick to my stomach, like sometimes even like shedding little tears and stuff like that. Not to sound like a pussy, but my empathy was really kicking in. When you see a lot of this senseless death and violence, it just really starts to weigh heavily on you. And so, at a certain point, I started to kick into high gear of like, this stuff needs to be made aware. People need to be aware of this stuff. And the thing is, it kind of reminded me of, like, say, the Vietnam War, like, say, when war started to be really broadcasted, when people really started to see how ugly this shit is, and this kind of how it was affecting me. And I thought, I'm like, stop hiding from this stuff, people. You need to watch this shit. But I understand, though. Honestly, I do understand why a lot of people hide from it, because it's fucking horrible. And after a while, yeah, I got fucking overwhelmed, and I just shut the channel down. I was doing some pretty good work. Like, I would show like lies, like say in the Bush era, the false pretenses to war in Iraq, and and then in Afghanistan and stuff. Like I put some really good stuff together. It was just very common sense, very in the middle. I was not trying to sway anything. The only thing I did do was I was defending Ron Paul a lot, because around the time, you can more consider me a libertarian around that time, and I thought Ron Paul was like probably the best thing that we could hope for, like consistent wise, his conviction, a lot of things, and I spent a lot of time defending him, and I was planning on I was like, oh, I'm gonna vote for this guy and everything. And then around that time, around the 2012 election, that's when I was just like, dude, I'm done with this. But I shut the channel down before, but just politics in general around, like, say, the 2012 election, it just kind of was like, fuck this shit, dude, I am done with this. I just don't want to talk about this stuff anymore, and I'm sure my friends are gonna appreciate that. So I get a lot of comments about the importance of voting, and I understand where a lot of people are coming from. It's just, I just want to also let people know, like, why I'm kind of uninterested in voting anymore, just because of the whole left-right paradigm, how we keep getting into this space of you have to only vote for these two people, and there are clearly a hell of a lot more choices, but I mean, people keep getting fucked over. I mean, whether you like Bernie Sanders or not, he was clearly the favorite. Same thing with Ron Paul all those years ago. We keep having these candidates that are like, people are like, I fucking like this. Starting this crazy grassroots movement. And like, say, the stuff that I saw that came out of the Ron Paul revolution was very inspiring. It was fucking amazing. Like I said, whether despite how you feel about him or not, the stuff that I saw, the unity, and I'm even talking about like some songs, some celebrities that actually came out that usually never talk about politics were fucking coming out and support. I mean, even like Stephen Colbert, like that, he had his fake conservative show that I loved, and when he was being really interviewed, he was like, I like Ron Paul. Like, seeing shit that I was like, dude, I've never seen this before. Like a third party candidate. Oh, sure, he was running Republican, but that motherfucker was he was not your stereotypical mainline Republican, and it was just crazy. But I digress on that shit. What I'm saying is though, when I saw these people getting blacklisted, these candidates, and I was just like, dude, this is fucking. We can't keep moving forward. We can't keep moving forward and just keep voting for this lesser of two evils, or this, the douche and the shit sandwich or whatever the fuck. Like, I'm tired of this shit. Like, what we need to do, like, say this time around, in the best case scenario to me would be like, let's just fucking slam the brakes and be like, no. Hillary clearly is not fit to be president. And in my opinion, and I'm sorry, I know I have a lot of people that love Trump, I'm just saying, like, he's not the ideal candidate either. I know he's infinitely better than Hillary, he is in my opinion, but the thing is, he is not ideal, especially where my politics lie, where I stand, since I'm not just a mainline Republican. I've never just been like just a strict conservative, so he doesn't 100% appeal to me. There's just little things about that here and there where I'm like, haha, yeah. Like I've said before, gun to my head, I would vote for him. And it's the thing is, there's the same reason why a lot of people want to vote for him too, is just because they know how fucking the path, what's gonna happen if you vote for Hillary. There's already a foreseeable future. We already see where the path's going. We already see, especially where the regression is going too. Like it's hand in hand with her using the type of language about racist, sexist, homophobic, all this shit that people are tired of. People are tired of these microaggressions. People are tired of this social justice. These fucking pussy ass keyboard warriors and stuff like that, trying to tell you what to do, becoming the new authoritarians. People are tired of that shit. And people understand that, say, oh, at least under Trump, a lot of that shit's not going to be, the same. There's not going to be a bunch of people being coddled and stuff, because obviously Trump has no filter. He's not worried about that, catering to social justice warriors. I understand why that's appealing, because to me, that is appealing as well, because I'm sick and tired of these people fucking with everything that I love, So I get it. I get it. Now, overall, like I said, it's not enough of a reason for me to want to vote for Trump, but I understand why people like that would. I mean, I totally get it. If you want to vote and if you feel like it's important to vote, I understand. Me, I'm just like, well, I want to figure this system shit out, because I'm under the impression that, let's say Trump does win. Motherfuckers, something is gonna happen to where he's gotta go. Like, just, there's too many things in play right now. There's too many things that, like, say the president is just a cog in the entire fucking system. And you replace the cog, but there's still another system that exists, and they're gonna be like against him. They're gonna be fucking fighting and railing against him the entire way. The way that they said that they were doing to Obama, which I think that was just fucking laughable. Obama wasn't being fucking fought the entire way or some shit. And even if some stuff was, shot down, Obama just did shit anyways. But I don't think that would be the case with Trump. Like, he's so, like, what we like to say, anti-establishment, that I still see huge problems. I don't know how we're gonna go forward. And a great example of this is fucking Brexit. Like, them being the UK leaving the EU, like, is such a huge problem, to the point where they're like, we need another vote, we need to keep doing this and that. They're not just accepting that things can happen. That they, they're not just accepting or taking the L, as people like to say. They're fucking railing against, and they're probably gonna get to a point where they're gonna keep fucking bringing this shit up until the UK is brought back into the EU. At least that's just what I see, because how many things are still in play. I don't think they've foreseen fucking this happening at all. And it's the same thing with Trump. I don't think they've foreseen Trump getting this popular. That's why they're trying so hard. They're trying so hard to fucking to paint him as Hitler incarnate, But I digress on that shit. Like, it gets pretty insane, and the type of stuff that I had to research all the time to be accurate, especially like, right now, if I had that channel, I'd be talking a lot about Syria and the refugees, and I'd be looking at all of this disgusting, gross footage of people getting blown up and shit. And I just like, my dude, I can't do it anymore. Every once in a while I can kind of take something, tolerate something, but largely I just want to talk about, certain things like that are just pissing me off. Like, I talked about like Gamergate, talked about metal, talked about the new wave of feminism, things that are still important, but I'm not just going to be completely on the political spectrum, I just want to let you guys know. And so what I'm going to do though, I'm going to make some of the videos, I'm going to take them off of being private. I'm gonna make them public again, and I'm gonna let you guys see a couple of videos, and just to show you what type of channel that I used to run, And some of the ones that I'm like, I'll just probably some small ones, dude. Like probably some ones that weren't even that big of an impact, because I don't want this shit to take off again or anything like that. But anyways, I just want to let you guys know that. And then obviously that fucking rant came out of nowhere, but you know, check it out, guys. Let me know what you think. And you know, to the people that really want more politics, I'm sorry, but you know, it's fucking, I mean, there's a lot of channels that are already doing a good fucking job, and then, you know, you should just go check them out, you know. Anyways, you guys have a good day, all right?